Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome. And welcome here in person over the live stream, or I'm also recording it on my YouTube if you want to watch past and future lectures. My name is Eve Zeller, and I am presenting you the Raw Vegan Lifestyle SOS Free with a food demonstration class today. So I'm an 8-year raw vegan, 8+ years actually, 100% raw vegan. I like to eat raw, and especially it's SOS free, so I don't need salt, oil, sugar in my food because there's a lot of sweetness here. There's a lot of fat too, if you want, like whole fats from avocado, nuts and seeds. I don't even have nuts and seeds here today. Like last time I didn't have any either, but you don't need to eat nuts and seeds every day on a raw vegan diet. Which is, if you go to a raw vegan restaurant, there's a lot of oil, there's a lot of salt, and there's a lot of sugar sometimes even, like coconut sugar or something extracted, maple syrup. You know, this is not a whole food particularly, although there's better sugars. With maple sugar is probably better than white sugar. But my food doesn't really need it, and that's why I do it. And it's really great. So today we are going to make a raw vegan soup. And we even use lemongrass. Lemongrass is really something that you don't really use raw anymore because it's pretty tough. You have to, well, even if you cook it, you take it out. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'll extract the flavor and then I'll take it out. And to do that, we're going to use the high-speed blender and make this is how you make a raw tea, pretty much. So I hope this is still okay. Sometimes it gets a little bit dry and very tough, but we will just, for our soup base, it's going to be Asian flavored, and the base will be the lemongrass and ginger, and then we'll also make a rice out of cauliflower. Cauliflower is really the best thing you can have in your life, in my opinion. As a raw vegan, I mean, if you make raw vegan salads and they want to make them filling without adding too much fat and nuts and seeds, cauliflower is really filling. Also gives you a lot of protein. If you worry about protein, I don't. Yeah, there's a lot of protein in this diet as well. I eat about 50 grams of protein each day. So the vegetables have a lot of protein. Sprouted lentils have protein, nuts and seeds have protein. And on the raw diet, the absorption is much better. So a lot of people worry about their protein, but they eat a fried steak. How much protein is left there? So, can you really assimilate all this protein? And then, yeah, so my diet is actually primarily carbohydrates, like you eat here too, the same way, pretty much. I mean, here you have more sweet potatoes, sometimes rice, brown rice, or something like that. This is the carbohydrates. Instead of eating rice and potatoes and something like that, I eat fruits, mostly fruits. So there's where my overall calories come from. Yeah, and I don't eat a lot of starchy foods because they're not tasty raw too much. I mean, you could eat raw potatoes if you want, but they're not really tasty. So okay, let's just start, and we're going to make our soup base out of, as I said, out of the high-speed blender here. And we need water this time as well.
I have a really quick question.
Sure.
On that lemongrass, does it really make a lot of, like, does it taste, it flavors everything tasting like lemon? It has a really nice lemon taste or no?
Lemongrass?
Yeah.
I mean, you can pass this around here. It's like lemon leaves, pretty much.
It smells good. I love lemon or lime on my food, so I was wondering if this would be a great way to...
It's just, it has the lemon kind of leaves flavor, but it doesn't have the tartness. So I do also use a lot of lemons. This is your salt replacement, really. Or you use also a lot of balsamic vinegar, but I don't use balsamic vinegar, so I use a lot of citrus and lemons for.
That's what I like.
Do you have a whole lemongrass there to hold up? A whole lemongrass to hold up?
Oh, the whole lemongrass looks like this.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really tough, so you cannot eat this raw. It's very, very tough fiber. You could juice it. You could chew on it, yes.
Maybe you can juice it too?
You can juice it probably. That's probably a better idea. If I had a juicer, I would probably just juice it. But you don't have a juicer. It's kind of really, really tough. And you do not want to, if you can't eat it as it is, you don't want to process it with a blender and then eat it. You know, this is very dangerous because that's very tough fiber and it can actually clog your guts. So you really don't want to have this in your food. Not sure if I use all three. Yeah, I just need to cut it a little bit smaller for the blender. So the blender doesn't hate me. Huh?
I was just talking about the smell of
Yeah.
lemongrass. It wasn't as strong as I thought it would be.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe you use the essential oils like lemongrass or something? Yeah, this is very tough. Okay, maybe. Sometimes it gets really dry and then it gets even more difficult to cut, but we'll just try it.
Yeah, Vitamix is kind of pretty good.
Yes.
What are the health properties of lemongrass?
That's a good question. I don't really quite know, but Google probably will tell you like right away. I assume that it probably has a lot of antioxidants and some plants just have these special compounds that we don't get anywhere, like medicinal as well. So that's why plants are really, really, really powerful and really good for us. We have a great relationship with plants. Like all animals have a great relationship with plants. Animals give them food, the manure, and the plants give us something back in return. All right, let's just try blending this a little bit. All right, wow, that Vitamix did a good job.
Yes.
So, but now you have all these tough fibers. Of course, you don't want those. And I'll just strain it. And that's pretty much enough. Just a normal strainer. How you get lemongrass flavor without cooking it. It does smell really good.
Yeah, clean.
Right? Yeah, you want to keep your body clean. This is the thing. Like our cells don't need only food. They also need to be supported in their detox process. Like every cell in your body eats and also poops or expels the toxins. So you really want to support your body with that. And this should be pretty clear of any fiber, because the fiber in lemongrass, it's not really soluble or anything. It's just like little tiny strings. So you see here, there's like little tiny strings, so the strainer already does a good job to remove that. And that's pretty much our soup base here. And then we add anything else, so lime would do well, so our salt replacement here. A bit of lime juice. I made this before. I also have a recipe in an ebook of similar soups like this, and I used also seaweed. So seaweed would do really well with it too. Maybe bakame or something like this. I'm not sure if I would put two. Maybe you'll just do 1/2 of a lemon. I don't want it to be too sour. And then we can have ginger. We can add some other like chunky ingredients for our soup, and I'm using the food processor for this. And we can add tomatoes. They also give a lot of liquid and flavor.
I imagine with raw, if you needed to add more lime, it doesn't matter timing wise because it's all still.
Oh, yeah.
still cooked.
Yes, exactly. The other thing with raw, I mean, honestly, I'm not preparing this after a recipe. So I always encourage you to freestyle and to do it after your liking. Because with the raw food, you do not change a lot with the flavors. Everything will taste pretty much like that. I mean, I'm not cooking anything. Cooking and baking, it will change the flavor. And then it depends how long you cook it, how long you bake it. So here, I don't really change much the flavors. The flavors stay. And if I keep it simple, yeah, then nothing can go wrong. The only thing that you have to do is buy the high quality foods.
Evelyn, I'm lazy. Do I have to peel my ginger?
No, you don't. And I'm not sure if this is an organic ginger I mean, sometimes it's, yeah, so I'm using a spoon here to peel it off. That's pretty good, but I buy organic ginger from the farmer's market, which is local in California, and I don't peel it. Unless I don't really peel it. Unless it's so tough, there's a tough piece I don't want to eat,
And the vitamins can handle a peel.
Yeah. But if it's too tough, I would still cut it off. You really don't want to process anything that's too tough to eat in its natural state, because it can lead still to some blockages or discomfort in your gut. The spoon method is actually not bad. It peels your ginger pretty well. Just gonna use a little bit. And yeah, I'm not gonna heat up the soup today, but with the Vitamix you can always heat up soups. You just have to be careful. It can also cook the soup. But instead of heating up the food, I'll just use hot spices like ginger, or you can also use cayenne pepper. I like to use cayenne pepper at home, to be honest.
Is cayenne pepper bad for your gut or no?
Well, not for my gut. I eat very, very spicy.
Yeah,
But
I do.
it depends on the individual, I guess. Some people are sensitive to it. I don't think it's bad.
I don't think so either. I was hearing that from someone that said that spicy is not good for your gut. It causes issues like a leaky gut. That's not true.
It's never caused any issues for me, but I can tell for everyone.
A lot of people
Maybe.
have these myths and it's not true, so.
Yeah, and then they eat meat and dairy, and then lay it on the hot pepper.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, and then I also, for an exotic soup, I have also basil, I have mint again today, so why not? And parsley. Parsley, I might want to also chop a little bit finer, so I'm also using the food processor for that. Again, with parsley, I don't use everything out of it. You just have to be careful with parsley. The stems underneath are very tough, and I still don't want to blend them. It will be too tough for you to eat still. So I'm gonna cut these off. But the upper stems are okay. Let me start with a little bit here. Yeah, seaweed, as I said, seaweed would be really great here as well. Okay, then I just use the food processor to chop it up. It works. Those are really my favorite kitchen tools, the high-speed blender and the food processor.
Yeah.
What is more important, it really depends if you really like creamy, really creamy things, or if you're okay with chunky things. And, I think a food processor is really important because you can do cauliflower rice. You still can make sauces. You know, this would be a chunky sauce too if you want to. But I'm going to add this to my soup. Or the parsley didn't really chop up well. It's a very old food processor. It's going to be a really delicious dish, I think. Yeah, with freestyling your food, you definitely always have to have a good vibe. It's like a meditation. So you have to bring yourself into a peaceful state and a gratitude state with the foods. And then nothing will go wrong. That's the most important. You just have to feel confident in your food. I hope it will taste good after. then I'll take it back if it doesn't taste good. But yeah, look how nice and porridge looks. So I don't know if you can see it. Of course, if you like garlic, you can also add garlic here. But garlic is just sometimes heavy for your digestion, especially if you come out of a fast. Okay, so, and then, what else can we add? Some cucumber actually we can add there. I want to peel this cucumber, because the peel is very tough. Again, of course you can eat cucumber with peel. But you decide, sometimes the peel is treated with oil, so if it's sticky, this time, it kind of feels a little bit oily to me. Even the organic cucumbers will get treated with vegetable oil or wax or something like this. So even if it's plant-based or organic or whatever, I still don't want to eat this. I mean, you don't want to eat oil, right? So you always have to decide if you want to peel your cucumber or not. And then sometimes it's preference if you want to have, if you don't want to have the dark cucumber skin in here. And for the soup, it's kind of like a gazpacho too. You can make gazpacho in the blender really well. Just add peppers, tomatoes, and well, food processor. You can do both. You can do tomatoes and bell peppers really fine, and then some tomatoes chunky in the food processor. this, I'm just going to chop the cucumber as fine as possible. Hello, you want to come in? Hi. You're not late for the testing.
That's okay.
All right, this is pretty much our soup. I'll just leave it simple. Oh no, wait a second. I'm just gonna add some mint in here too. A little bit of mint. Please mint not overpowering. It might be, but I think it'll be still good. I use just a little bit. Or you can add basil and add the mint to our cauliflower rice. It really depends on you what you want. Because I want to also make cauliflower rice. This is just a soup, like if you would eat the soup, it's not gonna, I mean, you have to fill yourself up with this food. It's not about dieting here or eating low calorie foods. This is very low calorie food. It's about really filling up your stomach. So we want to have something else. So I'm making a cauliflower rice with this. I think I'm gonna put the mint in here. So that's pretty much our whole soup. Tastes all like mint now. It smells like mint now, but it will settle for me. You can also add some spinach to your soup to make it a little more chunky. Because why not? We want to eat a lot of greens. I mean, I do. I mean, some people, there's fruitarians that believe we should only eat fruit. That might be possible if you live in the tropics and you have abundance, like all these varieties that we don't know. I don't know, I've never lived in the tropics for a long time. I really can't tell. But here, I don't have that variety, so I think I want to eat a lot of fruit, greens. Yeah, I feel really good eating a lot of greens.
You're so good for you too.
And it's really not good to be restrictive on a raw vegan diet, which is already restrictive, right? And then being more restricted and saying plants have feelings, and that's why I can't eat a carrot. It just goes too far, and then you lead to deficiencies, and then you go into a carnivore diet. You know, this can all be not so beneficial to you. I don't think it's wrong to eat carrots. Okay, now we have almost like a very thick soup, but you can leave it more liquid if you want. And then the cauliflower rice. So I'm using also my food processor for that. If you never made cauliflower rice, you should.
I've never made it.
You never made it?
No, I just wanted to know how, so thank you.
Yeah, it's very simple. This is all I can tell here. Maybe not with this food processor, so I gotta be careful not to overload it. You just add your cauliflower into a food processor. And you process it until you have the desired consistency. I like it very fine. Some people like it a little bit chunky more, but I like it fine. So I pretty much process it until everything is super processed. I was a white sticky rice. Yeah, I prefer white rice, so I like it softer. But it's up to you. If you want it more chunky, then you can have it more chunky. You just don't process it too much. But this is pretty much the rice, and look, it looks like rice. It does smell like cabbage. You smell it? But the cabbage smell can be reduced by adding lemon juice or lime juice, and you won't smell the cabbage. You won't even taste the cabbage anymore. So.
Could you use the Vitamix for this?
You could, but you have to be more careful with over processing it. Otherwise, you will have mashed no potato, which is great too. I love making that.
Have you ever done with the Vitamix the wet chop?
No, I did not do that. You know, I don't really like it because you add water and then you drain the water. You lose a lot of minerals with that.
Okay.
Unless you want to drink the water after, but no. But probably that's also a way to get rid of the cabbage smell. Maybe, because with the water you kind of make the cabbage like tasteless, like rice. But I just like to use the food processor for it and add lemon juice. Because lemon juice I add anyway a lot to anything. It gives a nice flavor, replaces the salt, and it takes away the cabbage smell. Something gets stuck here. Alright, so we have our white sticky rice. And then you can also add different vegetables, like burdock root. I don't know if you ever, sometimes Whole Foods has burdock root, and I do like it. And then I add it to it, and then you have brown rice. It's brown, it's a brown root, and makes it brown. It's my brown rice. But I really always loved rice, but to be honest, I like cauliflower rice even more. There's also some that say that cabbage or anything in the cabbage family is not good to eat because of goitrogens. Like there's compounds in there that interfere with your iodine absorption. I still didn't have any problems with that either. So I think it's just leading again to a restrictive diet, which is already restrictive. I mean, if there's a plant food that is raw, unprocessed, and you eat it, it tastes good, it feels good for you, I would just ignore all the noise about it. Of course, if it doesn't feel good for you, then don't eat it, right? There's a lot more you can eat. So I'm going to add the lemon here. Doesn't really take too much, but you can always add more lemon if it's not sour or tart for you or lemony. You can always add more lemon, maybe a tiny bit more. And this is you have your rice. And it doesn't really smell like cabbage anymore. I don't know what it is. It's not only that it overpowers, the lemon overpowers the smell, it's just it just takes it away. And of course you smell the lemon as well. And then to flavor it up a little bit, you can add spices. like basil, and still basil here. So why not add basil? Today we have a lot of herbs. And herbs, just like lemongrass, it just has the special plant compounds that are really good for you that you can't find nowhere else. Like the antioxidants and flavonoids. So herbs are really, really healthy. Like parsley also has a lot of iron. People say, oh, there's low iron on a vegan diet. It's like iron. Nothing has that much iron than parsley. And then it also comes with a lot of vitamin C, which helps with the iron absorption. So you should really not have any iron problems on this diet. And then I want to talk about a dehydrator. You might have heard raw vegans use a lot of dehydrators sometimes. They make fancy wraps and crackers, burgers. But dehydrator, I think, is more important than having an oven for simple things like drying your own bananas. But we get to it later. Or drying your own tomatoes. Those were dried yesterday. I just took these cherry tomatoes, I cut them in half and put them in a dehydrator at 113. So anything below 115 is then still raw. But of course it takes away the water, so it's not super optimal raw food. So you really want to eat mostly the fresh, undried foods. But a dehydrator is great for preserving and also make flavorful foods, because those are just as good as roasted tomatoes. You also take the water out if you roast the tomatoes in an oven, but you also change the chemistry and the flavor a little bit. And these are just concentrated, really nice tomatoes, no oil, because if you buy the dried tomatoes in the store, it sometimes has a lot of oil or salt, heat processed. So having a dehydrator, I think, is really great for these things. And I have these, I'm just gonna add them like this. I'm not gonna chop them up more. So just add a few dried tomatoes and it will really, really enhance the flavor here. You can also add fresh tomatoes, or we also already have fresh tomatoes in here. And yeah, you just make it more interesting. You can really much add anything else. You can add even the black pepper. Bell peppers are also really high in vitamin C. This diet is really, really high in vitamin C. And vitamin C is not only good for your immune system or iron absorption, it's also good for your tissues and your skin. Because all the tissues, the collagen production, we are animals too. So we make our own collagen, like all animals, where people get it from. They want to have collagen. So we are also making our own collagen, but we need a lot of vitamin C for it. We do need vitamin C for our own collagen production. Oops. Just chop it. I'm not a professional chef here, so don't look at my chopping skills. I just like to eat. And I eat the right things and I know how to make them tasty. That's all I know. Okay, now you have your rice. It's kind of, the bowl's kind of a little bit tight. Maybe I use this cedar bowl. And of course, the good thing with this lifestyle, if you're really, really lazy, lazy, you don't have to do nothing.
Just eat them like that.
You just eat it as it is. And well, the lemongrass, you can just chew on it and spit it out, or like a sugar cane too, right? And how much I would eat of this? Probably, I don't know, as much as my stomach can take. That's pretty much it. And then my stomach probably could take, well, this has a lot of water, so I'm not sure, but my stomach can definitely take the whole thing here. Yeah, this is one meal. And that's why most people, I mean, who's raw vegan really 100%, right? I mean, most people can't sustain this lifestyle because they don't eat enough food. You know, and if you don't eat enough food, you will get sick. You will get deficient no matter what. No matter what food it is. But yeah, my stomach is trained to eat a lot of food.
You're not into portion control.
Oh no,
no.
absolutely not. Why not eat the whole? Well, not all of it. I kind of try it. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, this is the cauliflower rice, and that's the soup with it. Very chunky soup, actually. But yeah, if you also wanna blend the cucumbers more in or make it more creamy, you can add avocado for more calories. And yeah, so I like to eat desserts as well, and I also keep it simple. So back to the dehydrator. I dried some bananas, so I just peeled the bananas and put them in whole in the dehydrator. And yeah, just peel them and put them in whole. This is how they look after one night of drying. And they become spongy, like a marshmallow, and like doughy a little bit. So I do use them for a cake base, like a crust or something. And this cake, I'm just gonna make a cake. Oh yeah, I have also more lettuce. You can always put more lettuce in the cauliflower rice because we want to eat a lot of lettuce. Yeah, back to the cake. So I'm going to make a cake with bananas, dates, and strawberries, and that's all. Because I like simple foods.
I like the bananas
Like this, it depends where you store them. So if I dry them like this, and they're still a little bit moist, so you want to keep them in the fridge or the freezer even. So I put them in the freezer then, and they will not be just like that. They will become a little bit more moist and not looking like this. You know what I mean? The outside will brown a little bit too, yeah. But the outside of the bananas are a little bit dry, and they will be more sticky if you store them in the freezer. But it doesn't bother me, so I just dry my bananas and then I put them in the Ziploc and put them in the freezer, and I use them for sometimes make a chocolate cream, and I slice the bananas in there, and it tastes like banana marshmallows in there. So yeah, it's just really delicious. I'm a really big foodie, and I love eating food, and I eat a lot of food. I'll just fill my stomach full, and I'm never hungry, I never diet, and I never gain weight. I only gain weight when I exercise. You know, I gain the muscles. But if I don't exercise, I'm losing the muscle fullness, like everyone else. If you don't use it, you lose it. And but I do not gain any excess fat. And I'm 43 years old, where people say, oh, then you gotta gain weight at some point. You will gain weight. Nope, not me. Although I eat a lot of food. Okay, back to the cake. It'll be very, very simple cake because I'm lazy too.
Good.
Yeah, I don't want to spend my whole life in the kitchen. Although I like it. I mean, I do enjoy it, but sometimes I don't.
Excuse me, what was the temperature for drying the bananas?
I put the dehydrator on 113,
113.
and then that temperature means doesn't mean that the food is 113. So the food will be always a little bit lower temperature. So you have to add a little bit more degrees on the setting to prevent spoilage as well. You know, and yeah, but the setting was 113, so anything below 115 is still considered raw. I don't have a beautiful cake dish, but I will just use this plate. And I'm just placing my whole bananas here out. But you can use a cake dish and then just place your bananas in there. And just like it fits.
If you have a dehydrator, can you just use regular bananas?
You could use fresh bananas, really. Yeah. It will not be that doughy. It will just taste like a banana. But yeah, I make cakes with just a banana base. Why not? Sometimes people use the oven for drying things. It will take a long time though, and you have to leave it open a bit. So I'm just gonna use a fork or something to press them down a little bit and mush them together so they stay together a little bit. They're still very soft. If you dry them a little bit longer, they will be more leathery. Or if you even cut them in half and then dry them, like really dry them, that'll be more chewy. But these have a lot of moisture still, and they stay very soft, and you can pretty much use them like dough. Okay, and then this is the cake base. And then you can really put any kind. You could add cream. You can even add a cream with avocado, lime juice, and dates. You blend it up in the blender and put a cream on top if you want. Don't ask me about food combination. I don't do food combination. I think it's a good combination. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. But there's also some people saying that you're not allowed to combine citrus with bananas. I love citrus and bananas, to be honest. Yeah, this is all restrictions that I don't have to do. They have to do it. It's fun. But I'm one that just enjoys the plant world, you know, whatever.
You go by taste and how your body feels.
Yes, exactly. Not by some theories or whatever. Yeah, if I ate too many nuts and seeds, I will feel it. Okay, and then next time I meant, it wasn't so good. You know, I overate on nuts and seeds. It's not bad. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to increase your cancer risk if you do it one time. Like eating dairy and meat, you know. I'm not going to use any other tools for this cake here. I'm just going to chop it fine. This will be a very simple cake that you can make really quick. This strawberries smell good. I just find everything smells so good in raw and unprocessed, like natural. But that's also the secret. You have to get high quality food from the farmer's market maybe, or you know, then the food already tastes good as it is, not much preparation needed. But if you get it from what's a really cheap store? 7-Eleven, and you get to the do they even have a produce section?
Aldi.
Aldi or
Aldi sometimes have good produce.
Yeah.
Walmart has good produce sometimes.
Walmart
I mean,
does?
yeah, Walmart has good papayas. Yeah,
The
good
most
papayas,
organic-
coconuts.
They have the most organic food around the world.
Well, some kind of little store or a gas station, you get the produce there, whatever. If they have produce, you know, might not taste good. You know, if you buy like really cheap food. But if you get it from the farmer's market, really fresh and just harvested, it will taste so much different. So always look out for getting high quality foods. So I have now chopped the strawberries and I have some dates because we want to have it really sweet. The bananas are already sweet, but I want to have it sweeter. So I'll have some medjool dates, and this is really your sugar replacement. That's why it's so easy to be sugar-free on white sugar-free, processed sugar-free on this diet, because you have so many options. There's with these dates, yeah, dates are really good, and those are good. These are very soft. If you don't have really soft dates, maybe you want to soak them in water, but like the medjool dates, they're usually like this. I use about 5. And just chop them in here. These. Just mix it in with the. Of course, you can use your food processor. You know, you can just rinse out the food processor a little quick and put it all in the food processor. But it might be a little bit too liquid then, so you gotta be careful. I just want to keep it chunky. You can also use rhubarb for this. You know, like you like rhubarb. Yes. And then yeah, you use the rhubarb and chop it up with dates. It's really good. I made a rhubarb cake one time. Yeah, the Germans, they love rhubarb for their cake. Something you don't get so often here, but. All right, so then I just take this mixture and put it on top of my cake base here. I always loved cakes. As a little child, I was obsessed with these German cakes and everything. The strawberry on top. And I don't miss them. I really don't miss them. There's nothing better than a raw vegan cake, to be honest. And you keep your teeth.
Do you ever add spices?
Yes, I do, yeah. Oh, I sometimes get this question. Yeah, definitely you can use spices. I don't here. You don't have to. I mean, yeah, like ginger is kind of like a spice. I like fresh spices a lot. But I also have dried spices. Like caraway, I like caraway as well. Then cinnamon. Are you asking for the cake or the other foods?
In general.
In general, yeah. So this will be the cake. You have a nice cake dish or something?
Why don't you walk around?
Oh, you want to see it? You can also come in and taste it if you want. Are you? Oh. Well, you can smell it then. But I haven't shown you the other foods either. You want to see the other foods?
Yeah.
I know that Casey Fisher does it. It's like put the food right under your nose while you're water fasting. So it's the soup and it's the rice. Are you water fasting? Well,
Would you put the cashew cream on top of your cake?
yes.
And that's still considered raw, right?
Cashews, well, cashews are usually not raw. They usually, because they are a toxic, well, the seed is toxic. Well, it has a hole,
Yes.
and in between the hole and the seed is a toxin. So they usually eat it to get this off. There's like hands peeling, which is very difficult. So I pretty much stopped using cashews. I never really had problems with cashews, to be honest, but I just stopped using them. You can use, I use macadamia or walnuts or almonds instead. And I don't really miss the cashews too much. But yeah, you can, or coconut cream or something like that. Yeah, you can definitely add some kind of cream. You can also make a avocado cream with dates and lime juice, which is kind of like a key lime cream. You can add that too. Yeah, today I kept it really, really fat-free. This is like no fat in here. If you want, if you make a dish like this and you still feel hungry, you can always eat an avocado with it. So, to get more calories. Because you have to rethink here, not calorie reducing, you have to increase your calories with this kind of diet. So that's really, really important. Otherwise, you go hungry to bed, and then the next morning you want to go order pizza, This is the thing, like heavy cravings and can lead to very irrational actions. But it's very understandable because we need to eat. We need to fuel our bodies. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I was pretty fast today, although I talked a lot. And yeah, this food doesn't really need a lot of time for preparing. But well, if you want to, I have to try it for you. Yes. How many people are eating? Oh, there's not too many. Like most of you are fasting, huh? Well, I have to eat it for you, right? And try it. So I'll start, of course, with the, with this kind of food, you can make this your meal. You can eat this all day long if you want. And then, I think you will want a salad at some point. Because I feel like the more fruit I eat, the more I'm craving also greens. Yeah, but I like to start with the savory stuff here. So I'll just use a little bit of the cauliflower rice. So it has to go. And then I just add the soup. I gotta show you this again. This is how it should look. Right? I know. When I was order fasting, I enjoyed watching people eat. I don't know, some people are different, but I did enjoy people eating. I was watching mukbangs when nobody was looking. Okay, I'll eat it for you. Oh wow, this is very exotic.
Positive exotic or scary exotic?
It's good, but I wasn't expecting the lemongrass still being so strong. And sometimes it's not that flavorful, and then you lose the flavor a little bit. But it's really tastes like lemongrass. The cauliflower rice is very ricey, and the dry tomatoes give a lot of concentrated tomato flavor, like a tomato pasty, I think. And it tastes very fresh. It has the ginger. It tastes flowery with the lemongrass. And it has a lot of hydration because it's a watery soup. But yeah, I like the dried tomato pieces in there too for extra, a lot of flavor.
Still chew it well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kept it really chunky, and then I had the rice. So yeah, you want to chew it. So that is really good. I like it, but it is very exotic. It's like, oh wow, what flavors are those? But this will be really good. I think this will be amazing. Yeah, this is the cake.
It looks like cake.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So because we have a lot of time today. Just like, come on, and eat it. No, but you could probably.
Imagine you could sprinkle some chopped walnuts on top too.
So good.
Right? Okay. Raisins? Yeah, you can add raisins as well. So I'm gonna just eat the whole thing. Yeah, so you can tell the bananas are very soft, so you can just cut them with your spoon. Yeah, it is very doughy. Strong strawberry with sugary flavor. You know, the dates give a lot of caramel flavor. Wow, this is really good. Let me have another bite. Should definitely, if you're water fasting, you should definitely make this at home. And you will. I mean, you can have it. You know.
A question. Can you like recommend a dehydrator, like a compact one?
I think the best dehydrators that most people use are the Excalibur.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
That's pretty compact, I think. But I do have a big one. I do have a big industrial. Well, the kitchen has a bigger one. The kitchen has a really big one, which is nice. It is actually nice to have a big dehydrator. I wouldn't even recommend a small one or a compact one unless you want to travel and you want to dehydrate something. But at home, I just get rid of the stove and put a dehydrator there as big as possible. And then you can make you can also make, you can try so many things. Crackers, burgers. I mean, I wouldn't dry too much and then store it because fresh is always best. But yeah, you will definitely notice that not much fits in a dehydrator if it's too small. And then you can also do celery. You can dry your celery and make a powder. You can dry your fresh turmeric and make a powder, or ginger powder. You can make all these things yourself, which I think is really great because all the powders that we buy in the store comes from a big industry, and they use whatever chemicals to clean, or there's mice and whatever critters there, you know. And it might be not fresh. So if you make your own turmeric powder or any kind of powders and spices, chili spice, you can dry your chilies and then dry them and powder them. So yeah, I recommend a big dehydrator, but up to you. You don't have to have that for this lifestyle at all. So you can just add normal tomatoes to this. Yeah, you do not need it for this lifestyle, but in general, I think it's great to have to preserve food or to make your own.
In California, I have sun-dried tomatoes outside with the sun.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. We have a lot of sun, so yeah, you can make even your own dehydrator. Maybe even have like a screen, like a fly screen, and then you dry it. Yes, that's good. If you want to try this food for everyone who eats, you can get a bowl and some utensils, because I don't have enough here. And then I'll give you a taste. I would definitely recommend tasting this.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. no more. Almost forget. Yeah, I already gave around my information, and if you give me your email, then I'll send you some more information. I'll send you my easy raw vegan lifestyle guide where it's explains in 5 steps why you should be raw vegan and or increase the living foods and a few bonus recipes. So it looks like this. You send to access it. I started to see that. And I'll also a few emails on here. I'll send you the information. I'll let you know. Okay, you guys. You're welcome. That's the thing. You definitely don't want to miss the cake.
No, I don't.
I wish I could, that has mentioned it like 400 minutes.
43.
She looks 20.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's all the vitamin C here. Do you want to have a different plan, or you want to come back for this, or?
Yeah, maybe I will.
What's in the soup you can't have?
I can go get some food.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You don't like mint, or what is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Mint is so good for you. Yeah, see, it's an individual whatever, you know?
I know a guy who's allergic to dairy.
I was always started with
Oh,
I looked him up on the internet. He's a raw vegan chef. He's the one who transferred me from I like this of all the food demonstrations, I want to eat this one. But I'm still on fast.
Oh, you still on fast?
But we'll be back here. Yeah, I'll still be here, and I'll be back on food in 2 days. Well, the reason I wear a barbecue hat is because I used to go to a barbecue.
Oh, okay.
I used to go to this place. Yeah, Phil's barbecue. And I used to charge my car there. And I'd go over and I'd get steamed vegetables. They had steamed vegetables and baked potatoes. And I'd have steamed vegetables and baked potatoes every night. And then one night, after a month of doing everything, I went in and I ordered all the, ribs and all the regular food and stuff. And the cashier said, "You ordered, real food." And I says, "No, I've been eating real food all this time. This is for my family, and they eat junk food." And she told the boss, and he came up and he said, "See, even a vegan can eat at Phil's barbecue." And you can. Yeah, I wear it so that people ask me about it when I say I'm vegan. And then you can eat vegan anywhere. Everybody's got a salad. Everybody's.
Especially as a raw vegan, you can eat anywhere. You're going to a grocery store.
Right. Yeah, just
Eat it.
just buy it and eat it.
My husband's
So easy.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I so badly I want to try this. I've never had it.
Lemongrass.
Like that.
What are all the greens in there? I know there was parsley.
Mint.
And then,
That was it, actually. I put the basil in here.
okay.
So is
So
it
that
really
was just
good?
parsley and mint.
And spinach.
And cucumber. Oh, you put spinach in there. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If you think that you're gonna send us online, are you gonna send us the recipe for this?
Yeah, I'm gonna email. No, I won't send you any recipe for this, but I will be on my YouTube for the ingredients list.
Okay, yeah, with my email.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Squeeze the sriracha in it. I know it's processed food, but it's so good. Is it?
How do you know how long to dehydrate something? I know you're experienced.
It's not according to your taste.
Yeah, I thought of that.
So these are not really dry, they're still moist. So not good for storage, because anything with moisture, unless you do it in a freezer, so I would try them to storage a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Now, do you pour it through?
I only do it for demonstration.
Oh, you do.
So you're on research and you done doing research? Because your photographs is on there.
But yeah, they also increase the research.
Thank you so much. One of my last names was Tiger, good sound.
That's just like eating sugar.
You want the soup too?
I can't get over it. I'll come back. Are you gonna clean up now?
Long slowly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're a college professor or something? What else do you do? Yeah, you obviously write books.
That's about it. It's out.
Okay. So you do that here. Kind of teach classes here.
Yeah.
And you have videos, YouTube videos and stuff. So if I Google your name, I would find.
Oh, I know you have. Did you need my your email?
Yeah.
Fine, and I will send you the guide.
Oh, I don't know, I was gonna
You
go
did.
for
I'll
it,
send
I
you
didn't have to
the
take my blood pressure. And then after that, if you want,
You're welcome.
I'll go to my phone and I'll text you.
Just wanted to remind you.
Very much.
Okay, after.
Shortly.
Okay, very good.
And then we can go down to the redwood.
Very much.
They're close by. I don't know. I'll look it up on the internet. I never know what I'm doing until I
Have you heard of them?
Well, if you want to go to one on that line, I took a class,
Fundamentals of raw food. Like I heard of like yours, so then you warm right?
Yeah, basil.
Yes, exactly.
But you're welcome. You don't have to believe every all day. What you say? You don't have to believe everything. It's like there's so many theories. I don't like theories. I just want to eat.
I'm getting ready to hit the road, so.
Okay.
Can I try a little bit? It's yummy. Just a little.
Oh, really? Well, I'll have to check and see what yeah. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah.
Just
Just amazing.
I'll try.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get a dehydrator.
Yeah, you can also do this with fresh bananas and dates and strawberries. It will already be delicious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Just keep it simple.
Yep. It's amazing. Good. I mean, I just buy a box of mixed.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Yeah, exactly. You can be
You eat the whole box.
Yeah.
And then you're full.
Yeah, you have
So you're
to.
saved. You're saved.
Amount of food.
Yeah, you're saved and you eat the whole box of greens. Yeah.
It can be very simple.
Yeah, it's very good. Thank you so much.
You're
Of all the
welcome.
foods that they've prepared here, the one I really want to eat, I really want to try them. So when you come back, you make something good.
Okay,
So,
I'll do my best.
Do you have a website? Oh,
No, I'll send you the information.
okay.
I'm on social media.
Facebook or? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. How do you like the soup?
Okay, yeah.
How do you guys like the soup?
I love it.
Really
Going
good?
backwards,
Right.
Isn't it not too crazy? I was thinking.
I love it. I love lemongrass flavor though, so I think it's perfect. No, I love it. Thank you so much.
Like it. All right, everyone from the live stream, goodbye.
Thank you.
Well, good luck.
All right. I'll see you.
Thank you very much.